Yeah. Yeah. Let me welcome all the dignitaries from the industry, academia, and from the practitioners for the launch event on PRAMAAN. PRAMAAN is a rating system which provides a framework built on 6 key parameters which would help organizations to assess their progress on low carbon strategies, and also it would give them an opportunity to build their future strategies based on the assessment which is being made through this framework. So by and large, the vision is to act as a PRAMAAN as a rating system or a portal would act as a catalyst to accelerate the RE deployment within the C&I sector, which indeed would also contribute to the national targets of clean energy. So with these few words, I will now request Dr. Mathur to proceed the proceedings.
Thank you very much, Ram. I want to congratulate all my colleagues and partners who are with us on the launch of this very useful tool called PRAMAAN. The way we look at it is this is a way in which all of us grow together. This is a way for organizations who adopt PRAMAAN to learn not only about what they are doing, but also about what the rest of the industry is doing to understand their own readiness to take this on and to draw on the benefits that are being provided by the move towards renewable energy. I will share with you, for example, that today, of course, we know that renewables, particularly on a standalone basis, make great sense economically. They also make great sense from an environmental, from a climate change, and from a reliability point of view. But what is also happening is that because of the lack of reliability of grid electricity, lots of companies have to utilize diesel generation for some time or the other. And consequently, one of the things that we are seeing is that the addition of battery storage capacity in order to in both supplement and the as well as provide greater stability as far as the supply is concerned. Now, these are evolving issues. We look forward to the commercial and industrial sector taking advantage of these kinds of interventions and leading from the front. We look forward to providing hand-holding where required, including knowledge sharing. We look forward to providing any kinds of resources that are needed to set up new RE plants or to fine-tune existing RE plants, including third-party performance, and also provide training wherever required in order to optimize performance. I think at the end of the day, the key issue continues to be the ability of companies, particularly commercial and industrial organizations, to be able to utilize this information for their own benefit and also understand what is the kind of movement that is occurring across the sector as a whole. At this point, the PRAMAAN application looks at data entry, possibly on requested on an annual basis. But my own feeling is that for it to be effective, we need to be a lot more proactive. And actually, depending on your own monitoring systems, I think it would be useful if we are able to do it once a month or something of that sort, because that would help you manage your own facilities, but more importantly, it would also provide the ecosystem with the information on how we are all moving ahead. We also hope that this will bind the community together. We have seen that there are opportunities that exist. We see that there are pilots that exist, but we also see that many of these opportunities and pilots exist in isolation. I am absolutely delighted that we have the Director General of the Indian Chamber of Commerce and the Chairman of the National Solar Energy Federation of India, Pranab Mehta, with us, and Dr. Rajiv Singh from the Indian Chamber of Commerce, with the goal of helping provide the kind of networking that is needed amongst all the people who enter this. I want to tell everybody who is getting in, who is already there, you are not alone. This is a community. And in a community, we obviously work with each other, we learn from each other, we support each other. We hope that PRAMAAN would help us in providing the kind of help and support that is needed for the industry to move ahead. I again welcome all of you and look forward to ensuring and building up on PRAMAAN so that it becomes a useful tool in your arsenal. Thank you very much.
Yeah, maybe I'll request Ms. Ashwini to tell about the portal.
We must start with the presentation. So PRAMAAN stands for Portal for Renewable Energy Action Assessment Matrix. Ram has already talked about the first two slides, so we'll move on to the third slide. Next, please. Yes. So PRAMAAN is an online rating tool for assessment of an organization's action around renewable power consumption. So this is in a nutshell what PRAMAAN is about. It is a voluntary disclosure for a particular financial year. It is assessment. The assessment is done on basis of electricity consumption alone. We are not looking at the entire energy spectrum as of now. And the emphasis is on electricity consumption and not merely on the renewable energy installations made. Moving on to the criteria used for assessment, there are two broad parameters that the assessment is done on. One is the first is the RE progress headway, and the other is RE transition readiness. RE progress headway talks about the current status of progress made by an organization towards clean energy, and RE transition readiness shows the preparedness for a low carbon future. In RE progress headway, there are three sub-parameters that we deal with. First is the RE consumption share, which looks at the various consumption options that a company has chosen for electricity. These will be renewable as well as non-renewable options. And what is the actual percentage of RE share in this total electricity consumption? The second, which is carbon abatement, looks at the reduction in carbon emissions achieved as a result of moving towards this low carbon options. And third looks at how the company has fared in its own in achieving its own goals. We also look at whether the obligated entities have been successful in fulfilling their RP obligations under this subparameter. Moving on to RE transition readiness, there are three subparameters: risk mapping, future strategy, and enabling ecosystem. In risk mapping, we look at the climate-related risks identified by organizations and what mitigation strategies it has decided. Under future strategy, we look at what are the targets set by an organization for its future RE goals, and what is the action plan that it has adopted to achieve these targets. In enabling ecosystem, since for large corporates, the supply chain partners make up almost 40% of emissions. We are looking at how an organization engages with its supply chain partners in achieving its vision of a low carbon future. So this was in a nutshell about the parameters that of assessment. Next, please. PRAMAAN is governed by two committees. One is the National Advisory Committee and the other is National Technical Committee. The National Advisory Committee will be chaired by an industry leader and co-chaired by TERI, and will have representatives from stakeholders such as IREDA, NSFE, financial companies, industries, and academia. Its role will be to give strategic direction to the rating system. The National Technical Committee will be chaired by DG TERI and will also have representation from CBS TERI, NICE, Solar Developer Association, and academia. Its role will be to advise on the technical aspects of the rating system. Next, please. So let us see how the entire process works. A corporate user first registers on the portal. He receives a registration confirmation message and is also directed on how the payment will be done. After making the payment, the user receives an account activation message, and he can now log in to the portal and fill in the details and data for all the subparameters. Once the data is submitted, the PRAMAAN team will verify all this data against the documents submitted, and grading will be calculated. Next, please. Upon filling the data, this is how the dashboard of the organization will look like. The colors indicate the scoring bands for each of the subparameters. Next, please. So in a nutshell, PRAMAAN gives the following benefits to an organization. It provides a snapshot of areas of strengths and areas in need of improvement on the path towards clean energy. It gives recognition to organizations' contribution to national targets of clean energy. It strengthens focused communication to investors and stakeholders, and it can be displayed on the organization's website, demonstrating its commitment towards climate action. Thank you.
Thanks, Ashwini. I would like to inform that when we were developing this, after draft, we have run it through certain industries, and we have a feedback on certain industries. And I am requesting my colleague, Mr. Arupendra Malik, who is Vice President, TERI Council for Business Sustainability, also to provide that feedback. Arup?
Arup, you are muted.
Am I audible now?
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Ashwini Kumar, and thank you to all industry colleagues who have joined us on this webinar today. I'll be talking about some of the insights, learnings, and give you the PRAMAAN that PRAMAAN portal works. We had set forth to to reach out and engage with a set of organizations in the CNI sector. And if we move to the next slide. So this is what we had set forth for while engaging with the Indian commercial and industrial sector. Three important points that we should keep in mind. That what we see is this index translates the intentions of adopting renewables into decisions for taking action. This index, clearly, is a decision support tool that enables business organizations engage in constructive conversations with both the internal as well as the external stakeholders. The two computational parameters, both the RE progress headway and the RE transition readiness, plus the 6 subparameters, comprehensively illustrates how to deal with the operational risks, the regulatory risks, the reputational, market, and financial risks. We will move to the next slide, and I'll share with you, samples of what we saw from various kinds of organizations from amongst the Indian CNI sector. This is the final score that you see for a specialty chemical company, and from the from the score you would see that what it represents and what kinds of data that goes into for results and here you would see that this specialty chemical company has made a steady increase in their share of renewables in its energy mix for the past 2 years. In 1819, it was 51%, and in 1920, which is the score that you are seeing, was 65%. Interestingly, this company has also carried out on-site renewable energy potential study that included solar rooftop, ground-mounted, floating, as well as waste utilization and biomass utilization. From its recommendations and the discussions that we have had with the management team, a detailed site assessment is being carried out to look at the realizable potential of clean energy, also considering the constraints such as the shadow-free area available for solar, local availability and the cost of the biomass, as well as the power evacuation system. This specialty chemical company has also a vision to become climate neutral by 2040 through a strong focus of energy efficiency and renewable energy, where they have also identified a set of GG assertions or GG reduction projects. They have also set up a target of 65% reduction in their GG emissions by the year 2025. Interestingly, to realize this target, this specialty chemical company is also looking at identifying specific renewable energy interventions in its own operations, as well as in its supply chain to realize this, realize the GG targets. And from as this discussion on the portal, the PRAMAAN portal was held with the management team. The management team also looking at to develop a well-defined roadmap with verifiable targets for implementation of its renewable energy interventions, both on sites as well as along its value chain, aligned to the scenarios limiting global temperature rise to 1.5 degree centigrade. We will move to the next slide so this is an interesting comparison of two sites of a agrochemical company. And interestingly here, while the energy management and the GHG or the carbon abatement policies are centrally managed at the corporate sites, it is obvious that the actions happen at at the site. For one site, you would see that there is the 6% of renewable energy in its total energy mix, while the other has 11%. At a corporate level, the target of 30% reduction in specific energy consumption by 2025, this pushes the sites to look at what are the kind of interventions that are to be taken, and and thereafter at this is also a comparison. If you look at the future strategy, one of the sites have looked at a annual incremental progress against the targets, while the others has not. Basis on our discussion with the management team of the agrochemical company that we are talking about, they are looking at increasing or including scope 3 emissions as part of their GHG inventory, which also then means that they would be able to account for the carbon emissions that happen as in their supply chain. The company recounts that the low cost of renewable energy today has a high impact on their business cost competitiveness, while making the renewable energy as an input into their energy overall energy consumption. It makes it a financially viable option as well. We move to the next slide. For how does it look for a large petrochemical complex? Now, interestingly, this large petrochemical complex have put together a strategy for becoming net carbon zero by the year 2035. And interestingly, renewable energy forms an important part of how they would realize their target for becoming net carbon zero. The petrochemical complex also monitors and reports on their GHG emissions across all the three scopes, the scopes 1, 2, and 3, following the corporate GHG protocol. The petrochemical complex has also undertaken an on-site renewable energy potential study, and they have identified 148 megawatts of RE potential. They are in the process of implementing this the realizable potential at their campus. I'm talking about, it takes into account, climate change as one of the key risks that, as part of its, business continuity plan. And from our, discussions with them, right now they're focusing to, create, 5 buckets of risks, and to look at, what are the kind of, mitigation measures that would be possible. And the 5 buckets here I'm referring to operational, regulatory, reputational, market, and financial. Specific renewable energy interventions are integral part of the mitigation plan of this petrochemical complex to address the climate and sustainability related risks. We move to the one last example from FMCG company. Interestingly, at a corporate level, this FMCG company has a target of reducing 40% of their GHG emissions by 2025. This particular site, which the results I'm showing, this taken up the the plan of action for to include 50% of renewable energy in their entire energy mix. Going forward, the site Now, it has including their tier one suppliers. I move to my last slide to summarize. What do we see? What PRAMAAN we from ground up to see how this renewable energy helps. Number one, this index helps the management to allocate funds and determine priorities. Number two, this index helps to compare performances of various locations. Number three, this index is feedback on the of mechanism and reporting that is currently in practice. Number four, this provides a trend analysis of over time on the nature of actions that are being undertaken by the CNI sector. Number five, this index and the result helps and equips the users to articulate the information for both the public and external stakeholders, including investors. And the last, number six, this provides inputs that can be readily incorporated in the sustainability dashboard into the overall target setting process that the CNI sector undertakes. Thank you so much.
A quite clear idea that what kind of benefits can be drawn from this tool, because this is just a tool, and I think the imagination of the companies can definitely extend its the usefulness to them. So thanks a lot. I think with this we have a fairly good idea that what kind of tool it is, what kind of applications it can be put in. And at this stage, I would like to request Dr. Ajay Mathur, Director General TERI, to launch in the presence of dignitaries who are present, Dr. Rajiv Singh, Mr. Pranav Mehta, Dr. Anshu Bharadwaj, the representatives from KFW, Shan, Ravi Verma, of course, Solar Power Developer Association, Mr. Pankaj Sindhwani, Tata Clean Tech, Gaurav Sethi, and of course the MNRE representative, Mr. Tarun Singh.
Okay, here it goes. Shall we just go to the website, go to the next page and the next page? Go to the about page. Just put down and show what it says.
This is the home page.
You can speak a little louder.
And then
You can say what are the information available.
And this is the about us page, which tells the details about the rating system. And this is the registration page, where the user can register the details.
And then you can show the dashboard.
I can log in and show.
Yes. See that once you log in,
So once the organization logs in, this is representative data for TERI, and we have filled in some data, and this is what the dashboard looks like.
let's ask colleagues to share their thoughts.
Thanks. I think thank you, sir, for launching and I would like to take benefit of the presence of various dignitaries, and I'll request them for their remarks, suggestions, feedback, or I mean any kind of inputs to start journey from this point. I think first I would like to request Dr. Rajiv Singh, who is Director General, Indian Chamber of Commerce, and we are working, TERI is working quite closely with the Indian Chamber of Commerce and developing the Green Urja Awards also. With that, over to Dr. Rajiv Singh. Yeah.
Thank you. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. So good morning, everybody. On behalf of Indian Chamber of Commerce, I would first like to congratulate Dr. Mathur and his entire team at TERI for launching a unique initiative like PRAMAAN. We at ICC will be happy to extend all support towards this initiative. We all know that India has set its own plan in terms of three key factors. First is the improvement of emission intensity. Second is increase of the share of non-fossil fuel based power generation. And the third one is the enhancement of the forest cover. Let me also mention that even now, India's major energy production comes from coal. But this with this fact in place, it's good that India has planned to increase its renewable capacity to 175 gigawatt by 2022. I think industry has a very important role to play in achieving the targets, and these cannot happen without the government support. And the good news is that Government of India has already put the right kind of policies in place, which includes like the building of the thermal power, creating National Clean Energy Fund, demand creation through introduction of solar RPOs and so on. The commercial and industrial sector is contributing its bit, but the fact remains that the current share of the renewable energy is only 3%. So there is a large gap which remains. On the other hand, you have companies like Mahindra, Infosys, Maruti, Ultratech, ITC, who have already committed to 100% renewable energy. The real challenge remains the MSME sector. I think we need to look at innovative approaches, looking at the cluster approach, common services, and so on. Definitely the regulatory framework exists, but it is equally important to motivate, encourage, and recognize any move towards the renewable energy and the green initiative by the private sector. Because it needs firm commitment and huge efforts by the management and of course the entire team. And it's important that we recognize such champions and celebrate their good work. India is looking at becoming self-reliant, and there is major push for Make in India. So I think here I would like to once again compliment TERI and the entire team led by Dr. Mathur for launching PRAMAAN, which I'm sure will help all the participating companies to track their progress on the low carbon path. Here, let me also add and inform everybody present that ICC and TERI this year are jointly organizing the Green Urja Awards in the 4 regions of the country. And we hope it will be a good step towards recognizing the efforts of those who are carrying the baton of the renewable energy industry in India against all the odds which exist. Let me stop here. And one suggestion I would like to make, I don't know, maybe if it already exists, if there can be a video basically to assist the companies in terms of how they can fill up the form and what is the the process. So that would come handy, and it would also reduce repeated interaction on basic form filling things between the companies and TERI. Thank you so much.
We all for continuing working together. I would like to request now Mr. Pranav Mehta, who is a close friend of the sector and TERI itself, and who has been championing the cause of renewable energy, not only in India, but globally. So over to Mr. Pranav Mehta. He is the chairman, National Solar Energy Federation.
Thank you, Ashwini, Dr. Ajay Mathur, Rajiv ji, and all the fellow panelists. I'm very happy to join this PRAMAAN launching event, both on behalf of the National Solar Energy Federation and the Global Solar Council. As was mentioned by Ashwini, Global Solar Council is a coalition of 35 countries, which was formed at Global Solar Council at the Paris Climate Talk in 2015 as a private sector initiative. Here we are emphasizing on that industry involvement. So in 2015, we started this movement and a lot of work is going on. So the most important thing that I would like to mention is that the world is watching us. We may have announced 175 gigawatts by 2022. We may be trying for 450 gigawatts by 2030, intensifying our effort, etc. But on the ground, what is happening is important. Most importantly, the present fact is that India has 64% coal proportion. And I was very happy to read about some 10 gigawatts coal plants being retired, at least on the paper, on plan. But at the same time, as Rajiv ji just mentioned, we are 3% RE, all said and done. Therefore, a lot of work remains to be done. And in that context, this PRAMAAN initiative could not have come at a better time than this, when, as I said, not only in India, but the whole world is watching us, and we are seen as one of the leaders in.
Muted, he is muted.
Sir, up mute. Pranav bhai, you are muted. Can you unmute yourself?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Did you hear me when I said the world is watching us? And
yes, the world is watching us.
Because that is important. And the fact is that we are at 64% of coal proportion, and was happy to note about the 10 gigawatt coal plants being retired, but that is certainly not enough. And the involvement of private sector is so crucial, as Rajiv ji has just mentioned. Forest cover is also important. And this PRAMAAN initiative could not have come at a better time than this, when the whole world is watching us as one of the leaders in renewable energy movement. So wherever we go in the world, people, treat us better than what we used to be treated earlier. That I can certainly mention to you. At the same time, the industry role, as has been mentioned, is equally important, because government alone can't do everything. And it is obvious that it is a mutual role. So just on the sidelines, I would like to make one industry side suggestion, that when we are setting up these BIS standards and, the inspections, etc., are going on, government should not arrogate itself as the know-all, and industry also should be involved in such an inspection. We have these national bodies like National Solar Federation, like Solar Power Developer Association, and they all have the right kind of experience. Anyway, that is just one of the suggestions. But very important, I could see in that Arupendra presentation, which was really good and detailed, I should say, was that zero in target, that 0%. Very good symbol. So this as a tool should work out well with, of course, the involvement of every right kind of persons. And we must right now congratulate Ultratech and Maruti and whoever has taken this kind of initiative. And as NSFEI in the MSME sector, maybe in collaboration with ICC, in collaboration with TERI, we will give a big push to this movement. And we as both NSFEI and Global Solar Council are excited to hear about this PRAMAAN initiative and congratulate Dr. Ajoy Mathur, Ashwini Kumar and the team for this excellent initiative. And I would also like to add the role of youngsters. See, as Ashwini knows, Dr. Ajay Mathur also knows, and some people in ICC also know, that we have a young CEO, Subramaniam, who is, BITS Pilani person and BRICS Young Scientist Award winner. Likewise, in Solar Power Europe, we have one Mr. Mate, with whom we are working together. We have an MOU with Solar Power Europe, which consists of all European countries. You know, they have excellent solar and RE initiatives. So, with the involvement of these kind of youngsters, even if we have just kept them aware of what is going on, I am sure that it will give the right kind of multiplier effect message to everyone. So, in the end, I would like to say that as NSFEI and Global Solar Council, we would be very happy to join this particular movement in whichever way Dr. Ajay Mathur, my long time, when India was at 0 megawatt in solar, and we started this movement, and today we are at 37,000 megawatt with top 5 position in the world. And similarly, Ashwini also friend since then. So, in short, what I feel that with this kind of good initiative, we will enjoy working. So, we should enjoy our journey. That is what I would say, whilst congratulating again TERI, Dr. Ajay Mathur, Ashwini, and the team. And Rajivji, we have been working together. I have been always present in all your ICC meetings, I should say, since last 7 years or more. So
Absolutely.
It is always a pleasure. So thank you very much. With these few words, I would like to end my talk.
Thank you, Mr. Pranam Mehta. Thanks. I would like to now request Dr. Anshu Bharadwaj, who needs no introduction. He has a very distinctive, I would say, the career. He joined the Indian Administrative Services, and after that he left that, and he did his PhD from Carnegie Mellon University, and he headed the organization called C-STEP, which is Bangalore located, and now he is the CEO of Shakti Sustainable Energy Foundation. So over to you, Dr. Anshu. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Mathur. Thank you, Dr. Ashwini, for the kind invite and for the kind introduction. They say, there's a saying which goes that every energy professional in the country has a bit of TERI in him or her. And that certainly applies to me, because way back in 1987, when I was in my engineering, I did a summer internship with TERI when TERI was in Jorbag. And that, I think, planted a seed in me of interest in energy, which has now, grown and flowered. So thanks to you, sir. Thanks to TERI for all that you have contributed. I would like to congratulate TERI's team, all of you, Dr. Ashwini and the entire team, for this wonderful initiative. This could not have come at a more timely juncture because we are at a time where RE is taking off. Especially in the power sector, costs have come down significantly. What this tool does is helps generate demand from the industry consumers, because they will be able to use this tool and make investment decisions. Like Rajiv ji mentioned, many industries are now very acutely conscious and try to become green. The big ones already know how to go about it, but many of the smaller industries who probably don't know, for them, these things will be of immense value to help take decisions that what type of RE investments to make and which give maximum revenue for their money, maximum returns for their money. So in that sense, I see tremendous value in this thing. Recently, during lockdown, we saw that demand, overall nationwide demand, fell drastically by 20-25%. But there are statistics which show that it was heartening to note that there was no decline in RE share. In fact, RE share grew during this particular period. What that illustrates is that system operators during lockdown found it economically viable to procure RE-based power as compared to conventional generations, which is very heartening to note. And that, I think, provides a great opportunity for industry and commercial establishments as a core consumer for RE-based power. So that's point number one. My second point is that, as researchers, we are always taught to think about what next, so what could be beyond this. And I think this tool gives great platform for more value adds. And I'll just share some thoughts which came to my mind. As one is that focusing RE specifically on thermal applications. And this could be of value in industries where thermal energy is a significant consumer, and that is the hardest to hit sector, like steel, like cement, and petrochemical industries, where we are finding it very hard to get rid of coal/oil. And so for those kind of industries, can we customize a tool to make them take decisions pertaining to thermal applications? And it could be RE electricity for thermal applications, or it could be solar thermal for thermal applications. And I know this is a subject very close to Dr. Ashwini ji's heart. He is very passionate about solar thermal sector in general. So I must mention it, because solar thermal to anybody makes perfect sense. It is the most efficient use of natural resource. Solar collectors can operate at 70-80% efficiency, whereas the most efficient PV plant gives about 15%. So if we can think of how to prioritize adoption of solar thermal into industries which have high thermal energy use, I think would be a great value addition. And if we could break that barrier, would be a really wonderful thing. That's one point. The second point was that we already have various tools which look at energy efficiency in buildings, which buildings can measure their energy efficiency index, and TERI has contributed immensely to those tools. Maybe if we can augment this with an energy efficiency assessment index in those industries, so that industries can perhaps combine RE plus energy efficiency and look at, if I can use the word greenness index or a clean energy index, something like that. So that if they have to, if they have to invest 100 rupees, then industry can sort of decide whether they should go RE or EE or a combination of both to maximize the returns to the. So those were my initial thoughts on this. And I can say from Shakti's side that we would be very happy to support TERI if in any subsequent ventures which TERI would to take forward. Would be very happy to remain engaged and work together. With that, again, I thank you very much for the kind invitation and congrats to the TERI team.
So solar thermal is very rightly emphasized. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Pranam Mehta ji.
Very important. Yeah.
It's very important, and I think many suggestions have come in from Dr. Anshu Bharadwaj. We'll sit together. We'll see that how.
So, Anshu, I think there is a technical challenge in terms of both measurement and reporting into this for the thermal side, which is why we decided to go ahead with the electrical one and then build up. But I think, Anshu, it will be great if colleagues here can provide inputs on these issues of monitoring and reporting on the thermal side.
Thank you, sir. We'll take that forward. I would like to request now Mr. Tarun Singh, who is representing Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, because Ministry is the, I would say, responsible for development and promotion of renewable energy. I think their inputs will be very important. Tarun?
Good morning to all. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay. DG TERI, Dr. Ashwani Kumar and the whole team for the launch of PRAMAAN portal for renewable energy action. And MNRE is having history with TERI for developing portals. So I'm also handling RPO portal, which we have developed for checking the compliance of renewable purchase obligation of the states. And with the efforts of TERI, we have successfully developed the portal, and now the information have started coming onto the portal. So this is obviously this is one of the achievement which is added to the list of achievements of TERI, and I many congratulate TERI for that. Now, second, coming to the corporates, we are very much in touch with corporates for developing renewables as their as main initiatives, and many corporates have announced voluntary targets for carbon mitigation or increasing consumption of renewable power, with some of them signing up for initiatives such as RE100, which is commitment to 100% renewable electricity by 2050, and also renewable energy demand enhancement that is ready to increase uptake of renewable energy. And I must quote some example. Some of the major corporations that have formally committed to these initiatives include Infosys, Mahindra and Mahindra, Tata Consulting Services, Tata Gold Beverages, Tech Mahindra, etc. So they have been doing this work for a long time, and they are doing it. And in the year 2019, 23 companies had renewable power targets. And in some of the review meetings taken by our Honorable Minister, the need for enhancing engagement with corporates for buying renewable power for meeting their environmental and sustainability commitment was underlined. On the similar lines, on these lines, while we MNRE give so much importance to corporates for procuring renewables, we have proposed many things in line with the Act. So if we have proposed in the Electricity Act to remove surcharges and cost subsidies in a progressive manner. So when you see the draft Electricity Bill 2020, which has been put by Ministry of Power, that amendments include open access surcharge and cross subsidies shall be progressively reduced by the state commissions according to the tariff policy. So this is a good step taken by them. And the another is the terms and condition for determination of tariff should also reflect the cost of supply of electricity and should also reduces the cross subsidies. So we have taken this with Ministry of Power, and they have come up with this suggestion in the Act. So this would definitely ease the burden of open access charges for the buyers. And the next, like the trading platform is already there, so corporates are very much use that platform. And in the end, I would like to give some suggested actions to the corporates, because this is what in collaboration with MNRE we can also help. So they are always encouraged to unmark renewable trajectory for their business, and they should continue to increase the share of renewables in the consumption as the part of their CSR efforts. So that is a very good thing to incorporate these efforts in the CSR. That will help definitely. And also draw up strategies for greening their operations through optimum mix of contracts, investment, and power trading. So this is a very good investment which one can take. And the third is incorporate more renewables in the business to reduce their environmental footprints and simultaneously reduce their energy cost. Uh, and these are my some suggestion to corporates, and with the portal we would definitely looking for this portal and to see the achievement and the progress made by the corporates. And we will welcome any feedback or challenges what they faced while going through this portal in developing RE, and we will help on the sides of policy and other measures. Thank you so much.
I mean, we work with MNRE closely, so definitely we'll, take all these suggestions. We'll move forward. With that, I would like to move to now Ms. Ekta Mehra, who is the Senior Sector Specialist Energy KFW. So over to you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible? So firstly, I would really like to congratulate TERI on this initiative. Under our work for the Indo-German solar partnership, under which the government of Germany is investing 1 billion euros in India for solar projects, what we have realized is reaching the MSMEs is a very difficult prospect. Because MSMEs mostly see this as an additional cost and are not able to recognize the benefit or basically seeing it as a cost rather than an investment, which investing in RE is. So I really feel that this portal PRAMAAN can help the MSMEs see this as an investment for greening, which is not just a cost, but also would yield results for the industry and for overall greening the manufacturing and the meeting the country targets as well. So it'll be a substantial contribution by the MSMEs if they are able to see PRAMAAN as an investment towards green. Thank you.
I would like to move to Dr. Ishan Purohit.
Dr. Ishan, yeah.
Okay. And then maybe I would like to request to move to Mr. Avinash Acharya, who is representing the climate group. And I think there is a great synergy between what this portal can do and the program already in implementation by them regarding RE100. So over to Avinash Acharya. Avinash, are you there?
Yeah, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, please.
My warm greetings to everyone, and I am truly honored to be among such eminent dignitaries. Thank you, TERI, for extending the invitation to Climate Group. And on behalf of Climate Group, I would like to congratulate you on the launch of PRAMAAN. Some of you may know that Climate Group works with businesses and government leaders to address climate change. And one of our campaigns is RE100, which is a global initiative bringing together the world's most influential businesses committed to 100% renewable electricity across their global operations. The initiative is led by Climate Group and in partnership with CDP, and our mission is to accelerate change towards zero carbon grids at scale. In India, we have now at least 60 RE100 companies with either headquarters or operations in the country, and it will include the likes of Infosys, Mahindra Holidays, Tata Motors, Dalmia Cement, Apple, and so on. And cumulatively, they make a significant share of total corporate renewable electricity demand. in our interactions, hence we really understand and appreciate the challenges of scaling up RE in India, and which is why tools and resources such as PRAMAAN are always, utmost welcome. This tools like this will make companies self-reliant, and companies are at a stage right now, and especially talking about some of the companies we interact with, where they have to deal with a lot of information while analyzing options and making decisions. So a one-stop platform solves a large part of that issue. Evaluating electricity options, assessing risks, setting targets, developing a roadmap are all key activities for businesses striving to procure RE for their operations. And unfortunately, I missed out the first few minutes of the session, but I was able to see that a lot of these questions are being answered through the platform, and just the ease of use of the platform and the simplicity in visualization is particularly impressive. I think when you set up a platform like this, it's important that the ease of use is taken into consideration. You really want that adoption to happen, and I think I found that particularly impressive. Again, very positive that businesses will appreciate the value of this platform, and it could become a key tool for them for decision making on RE going forward. My congratulations once again to the team at TERI, and we'll be happy to work with TERI on this initiative in whatever capacity possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Avinash. Definitely we'll be working together. I would like to request now our very close friend, Mr. Ravi Verma, who is representing here the Solar Power Developers Association. We look forward for your cooperation support in moving ahead with this PRAMAAN. So over to Ravi.
Yeah, good afternoon, and thank you, Ashwini ji, for inviting us and to give our some comments on the actions taken by the TERI. TERI is always taking a lead in such innovative instruments coming up, and as a SPDA, we always feel that it will help to further promote the cause of development of solar in the country. And as all our developers will be work very closely with TERI to see that its success, and like we say, if something gets rewarded, it gets repeated. So once by this actions, if the developers and the industry, whosoever is taking lead into this and actively participate, so so more and more renewable energy will be developed in the country. Thank you very much for your and we will always be there for any support if required to the TERI. Thank you, sir.
So I think I would like to request now Madam Madhulika Sharma, Chief Corporate Sustainability Officer in Tata Steel Limited. Yeah, we would like to have their perspective and their feedback.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Ashwini. Thanks for inviting me as an industry representative, and indeed congratulate TERI and the entire team, your team, for this laudable effort of launching this portal, which will help I think all forms of industry, whether it's MSME or a large organization like ours, to come to a platform and kind of judge themselves, benchmark themselves against not only as a renewable energy as what is their progress, but I think the larger cause of climate change, which renewable is one of the enablers for mitigating the climate change. I think it was mentioned earlier, but I think visually the dashboard and the whole portal is looking very, very appealing, and it's even a layman can understand what it is trying to depict. So congratulate. Usually my experience, pardon me for that, but anything which is kind of coming from either government or things. They are not very designed very simplistically to be understood by a large audience for actually whom it is meant. It is generally designed from their perspective, but I really appreciate this, the design of the portal, and congratulate the TERI team. And I just wanted to also bring to notice that we have partnered with TERI to identify the renewable energy potential across our geographical sites in India. So earlier, we were doing things in a anecdotal manner, taking one site or taking a smaller, which was not giving us, and on their own merit, maybe the projects were not making sense in an economic way. But now, we completed the study sometime last year, and we have identified, happy to share that we identified about 175 megawatt, 180 megawatt of renewable energy potential across our sites, including our raw material sites. And also happy to inform that we are now, this has allowed us to really have economies of scale to put now orders for implementing the project, and hopefully by next year we would have a significant part of this on ground. So thanks once again. I think Mr. Ashwini and Mr. Shirish were instrumental in helping us in getting this study done. I think the other point, as an industry representative, especially from a sector which is hard to abate and which gets talked about a lot, I represent the steel sector. So, and this again was, I think, alluded earlier by one of the speakers, that for us, whatever makes an economic sense, and also it is technologically feasible, has been done or will be surely done. And for us, we need a grid support, and we also produce lot of off gases. If we don't, we basically tap lot of solid waste which is getting solid, the waste heat which is getting generated. We are tapping lot of it and generating lot of power in house. And because of the large consumption of electricity, we need grid support. Otherwise, the capital loss, capital damage because of any asset failing, because of the reliability of the electricity supply is very, very, it's very damaging. So I think it was mentioned that thermal solar could be an option, and we would really, as I think, as a steel sector, we would be happy to see how we can collaborate and test, pilot, or see how we can be part of this journey, because I think that's where the answer lies. And I think maybe going forward, this portal can be customized to ensure such. How do you account for some hard to abate sectors like steel, like cement, because you can't compare apple to oranges. So I think that will be one of the consideration point also going forward. So thanks once again for inviting me to be part of this launch. Privileged moment for me, and once again, congratulate the whole TERI team for this. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Madhulika ji. We always look for the support from you. In fact, it's your initiative that TERI could take up that study with the Tata Steel, and we are happy to continue working with you. So thanks a lot. With that, I would like to now invite Mr. Sudhir Chandra, who is representing the Chandrapur Power Corp. Basically, they work closely with TERI, and they are pioneer in developing various technologies. And they have set up, I would say, non-solar power as well. So over to Sudhir Chandra ji.
Yeah, good afternoon, Ashwini, for inviting me for this inauguration of this portal. So first of all, basically we thought of a नहीं आवाज नो अभी तो म्यूट हो गया अभी तो अनम्यूट कीजिए सर maybe you can switch off and unmute yeah
This one.
हेलो सर आप वीडियो ऑफ कर सकते हैं और अभी हाँ या आप बोलिए सर आप अनम्यूट कर दीजिए या Actually, he is situated in Yamuna Nagar. So I think he is speaking from his factory premises. Maybe will come later. So in fact, they are very keen and they are the only one who have set up 1 megawatt biomass gasifier for power generation to meet their electricity requirement. So I think they are one of the leading in terms of getting to higher percentage of renewable energy as a part of total energy consumption. So so with that, maybe right now, I think the internet connection is not good. I would like to come to Mr. Ajay Kapoor, General Manager Marketing, Maxop Research and Testing Institute Private Limited, and very close partner of TERI. Yeah. Mr. Kapoor? Yeah.
Yeah, good afternoon to everybody. My name is Ajay Kapoor, General Manager Marketing from Maxop Engineering. And I congratulate TERI for this achievement, for launching this scheme. And as in a corporate and as an industry, we are ready to support in all respect. And this is a good initiative. And to start with, Maxop itself, will be ready to share all their data and then try to convert themselves in green area. And I once again congratulate TERI and Dr. Ashwini's team. Thank you, sir.
Maybe tomorrow or something. Yeah. Now I would like to request Mr. Sridhar Chidambaram, who is Principal Consultant Advanced Energy Group Infosys Engineering. So I think they are the pioneer using the solar. So maybe, yeah, Mr. Chidambaram.
Yeah. So yeah, greetings of the day, dignitaries. Yeah, am I audible to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks a lot. So thank you for inviting me for this highly dignitary meeting. So anyway, yeah, I'm Sridhar. I'm part of the Green Initiatives Infosys. And so first of all, I would like to congratulate Dr. Rajeev Mathurji and the team. And also very happy to see my old colleagues. I think many of them are there. And so here, what my observation is, the tool, I'm happy to see the tool, which is simple and robust, which is the need of the hour at this kind of market-driven place. So, so here, a lot of places, even Infosys, we started these initiatives way back of 2008. And so we are close to around 2 lakh employees, which is very employee intensive. And there are massive energy resource being used within the campus. So we have about 45 million square feet area, where about around 14 campuses and 130 buildings. So such kind of campuses, we have to have a kind of systematic approach to using effectively this kind of energy. So where we focused majorly on energy efficiency as well as the renewable power. And I'm happy to say that last year we have been invited to UNFCC to receive that carbon neutrality, and very few corporates to achieve that. And we are also one of the top 25 organizations to caring for climate as per UN. So with that, we are learning a lot about from the TERI initiatives, and I think many of the corporates, they would like to follow these initiatives like carbon neutrality and zero carbon. But there is a lot of awareness. There is a gap in how to proceed the strategy and all. I would see that this tool will definitely fill the gap, and which is majorly advantage of that. Again, I would like to congratulate the team, particularly the people who are developing this specifically. They are the subject matter expert in this field, like NK Ram and Ashwini.
We lost you for some.
Okay, yeah, sorry for that. So I think, yeah, so I just ended with the notes actually, yeah, so that is the whole thing.
Thanks. Thanks a lot. We look forward for your feedback and support. I would like to request now again Mr. Sudhir Chandra, who is the from Chandrapur Power Works. I think the interconnection is okay now. Sudhir ji, can you hear me, Sudhir ji? Achha, he's not. Okay. Okay. So.
On behalf of TERI, I would like to thank each and every one of you for accepting our invitation and joining this launch event. Thank you.
Ashwini, may I make just two sentence remarks?
Please. Yeah, please. Yeah.
You see, I would like to inform Eminari, as also Mr. Tarun Singh and all our colleagues here, that I am a part of RE100 group of the IRENA coalition, with Professor Hans Fell, etc., Energy Watch Group. So do make use of that. Number two, Madhulika, first 10 years of my career, I was in Tata Steel, and Dr. Jamshed Irani is my mentor.
Okay.
Just these two sentences.
सुधीर चंद्रा जी का अनम्यूट करते कैसे करेंगे? Okay, noted, sir. Definitely. Otherwise, also without saying, also will take your support in reaching out to all the correct platforms. So we have noted the suggestions, and thank you very much for that. So
thank you, Dr. Ashwini.
Thanks. I think we just take a minute. Mr. Sudhir Chandra is there, I think.
Yeah. Now you are hearing me, sir?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Go ahead. Yeah.
So I continue. As you have already told, so around 7 years back, we have put this 1 megawatt plant on the basis of biomass waste, which is generated by the plywood industry. Our Yamunanagar city is a hub of plywood industry. So we are generating the electricity through gasification route and giving to the grid. And from grid, we are supplying the power to all our units. So 100% power of all 3 units were supplied by this power plant. So first initiative is this. Now we are 100% electricity supplied by the renewable energy. Second initiative we have taken on the thermal side. You see, we are doing a lot of stress relieving operations for making the machinery. Previously, we are using the diesel. Now we are totally converted on the biodiesel. We are using only biodiesel for doing the stress relieving process in our company. And third initiative, we have taken the preheating of the welding joints. Now we are doing the preheating and post-heating of the welding joints. with the help of a portable gasifier, which we have manufactured in our company, and we are using the biomass waste to preheat and post-heat our welding joints, which were previously done by the LPG. So both way, electricity has already been covered. Now we are avoiding diesel and LPG from our company. So these are the efforts we are doing in our company. And I have also seen in our city, Yamuna, a lot of plywood industries have already installed the solar systems, rooftop solar system from 100 kilowatt to 300 kilowatt. So a lot of work is going on in the solar field, and people are finding it is more and more economical to go to the partially solar energy generation in their companies. So this is all. I again thank you for giving me the time.
No, thank you, Sudhirji. And definitely, what you told is a music to our ears, and that has leadership quality, and that has to go to other industries as well. So I think we'll coordinate with you, and we'll see that how your success is replicated in other industries. Right now, we'll see that you show yourself that you are 100% RE. Of course, you know, but I think let it be registered and proven. So with that, so thank you once again to all. Mr. Pranav Mehta ji, Dr. Anshu, special thanks to you all, because we look forward great motivation, inspiration, guidance from you all. So thank you very much. Okay, bye.